Thank you for tuning in to Elevated Arts and Healing, the podcast. I am your host, Amy Elevated, and we are back for our first episode in June and for our very first recorded episode on YouTube. So I've decided maybe not every single episode, but I am going to pop up here for some recorded episodes too, just to shake things up a little bit. And just because I like talking on camera, I do miss that from being off social media. So here I am. And, it's Pride Month, so I gotta represent. And Juneteenth is this month, so it's a really, really good month to be Black and gay, as you may know that I am. So today's episode is going to be about Jomo, the joys of missing out. I was at the bookstore a couple weeks ago and I found this journal and it was titled Jomo, the Joys of Missing Out. And I thought it was really perfect for this time period since I've taken a step back from social media. And I know that I am going to have to miss out on some things because I'm not going to be able to keep up with everything the way that I was before. And that's a-okay. But I really loved this fresh perspective about missing out on things because we talk a lot about FOMO, the fear of missing out, but there's not a whole lot of talk about the good stuff. So the joys of missing out, that sounded really awesome to me. So I'm going to get into the episode today and it's going to be about just kind of what it brought up for me. I'll probably show you guys the journal a little bit and kind of take you through some of the prompts that are in there and then just kind of give you an update on what's going on in the elevated arts and healing space. So before I jump in, I just want to make sure that you subscribe if you're listening here on Spotify so you know when new episodes come out. And if you are watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe, leave a comment, tell me how you liked the episode. And so we're going to go ahead and get right on into it. So today we are talking about Jomo, and that is the joys of missing out. I went to the bookstore and I got this journal here, and it's by Kate Pocrass. I'll be sure to link that in the description box, either here on YouTube or in the show notes over on Spotify if you're just listening to the audio today. So it's got a little definition of Jomo on the back, and it's joy of missing out, feeling content with disconnecting, pleasure gained from enjoying one's current activities without worrying what other people are up to. And that's honestly what grabbed my attention originally when I saw the journal, because it's kind of perfect for what I have going on right now. I just decided to take that break from social media. I want to say it's been 2.5, 3 months now since I've been off social media. So I feel like I've gotten a good hold on that. I did talk a little bit about it in a couple of the last episodes. If you want to hear a little bit more about my decision to take a social media break. But I want to show up for my business and I want to show up to continue to share my message. So definitely still going to keep the trains rolling on the podcast, the blog, and more content here on YouTube as well. What Jomo has really done for me is flip my perspective about missing out on things. Because I like to keep up with my homies and I like to support my homies and my friends and my family and everything that they do. And sometimes I'm so busy paying attention to everybody else and helping everybody else, I'm not helping myself the way that I would need to be helping myself. So I needed to really focus on me, and I'm in a building season right now. So what that means is I really have to focus making sure my foundation is good. And I've been unlearning a lot of things and rebuilding new foundations. So this transition has been really awesome and trying, and all of the things. I'm trying to not label things good or bad. I'm just accepting that life is an experience that I'm experiencing, and some experiences are pleasant, some experiences are unpleasant, but it's not necessarily on this polarity of good or bad. So back to the joys of missing out. I I do feel some kind of way sometimes when I have to miss out on events that I really want to go to. And that's also why I'm not on social media, so I don't have to like see it and be like, "Oh, I wish I could do that. Oh, I wish I could do that." And I can really like see where I am. I can celebrate the little steps of growth that I have, and I can see that more clearly because I'm not taking a whole bunch of information in all at once. And it's also been really nice to step away from the metric side of like trying to grow your social media as well, because sometimes that just is like really overwhelming to me, and I want to just enjoy creating. I felt like I was also in a like a creative rut. The best way I would describe it is creative burnout. Like I really felt like I was in a season of creative burnout, and I love to create, so I don't want to not do it. So I took a step back and I really just stopped doing everything so that I could really see where it is that I wanted to go. And like slowly but surely, like that creative bug started to come back, and I feel like I have a more sustainable hold on what I've got going on here. So that's really awesome. The elevated arts and healing space is really growing, and I'm really really proud of it. The podcast has been going really well. I feel like I get to express myself in a brand new way and share with y'all in a brand new way and show up in a brand new way. And it's also like led me to creating more YouTube content for y'all as well. So I see how like the pieces are coming together. So there's some things in the journal, like prompts and things that it's got space for venting. I haven't used that just yet, but mundane tasks that you love. So you can kind of remind yourself like there are some things that you like to do at home by yourself. So there's not a reason for you to feel like you're missing out. Books I'd like to read this year. I've been reading again, and I'm so happy about it. Like that's like a gift I think that was given to me after I popped off social media, is like more time to like read. It's something I've been wanting to do. And I just recently read a book, The Midnight Library, and it was so good. I will also link it down there as well. There's some other books that I've read this year. I've been reading a series by Jayne Allen, and I actually got the audiobooks of hers. And so excellent, excellent series. I can't wait to read the third one. And yeah, I've just really been enjoying reading for pleasure instead of like reading to learn things, because I've been doing a lot of studying and for business and all kinds of things. So like it was really nice to give myself some time to read for joy. And I feel like that's another thing, another gift that I was gifted, and that's part of the joys of missing out, is that I do gain time to do other things. And like I love spending time with myself. I love my company, and that's not something I've always been able to say. So I'm really really happy and proud that I can say this right now, but I really do enjoy my own company, and I'm lit. So I'm lit with or without people around, and I can make any task fun. And that's what I like to do to get, especially through the mundane things, like make it fun, listen to music, do what you got to do. I sing, I dance, I like to laugh, I'll jokey joke a little bit here and there. So just changing the perspective on things. So I also wanted to share a line from the Midnight Library, that's also about changing your perspective. And it was saying, it's not what you look at that matters, it's what you see. And honestly, it's really true to almost anything. It really is like what you see, because two people can look at the same thing and they see differently. It makes them feel differently. So, really knowing that you can process your experiences, you can look at them a different way, you can look at what you do and don't have in a way that reminds you that you are abundant and reminds you to stay in that state of gratefulness, because we're never going to have it all, and that's okay. But there's so many wonderful things that you do get to experience. There's so many things that you do get to be blessed with. There's so much love around, and nature is so beautiful. And just like the beautiful moments in life that, maybe somebody else wouldn't be able to appreciate because they don't have your life. So just finding ways to like shift the narrative, shift the perspective, like to keep positive. There's a lot of I think that's really one thing about me is that I'm like sometimes like annoyingly positive, but it's honestly helped me get through a lot of things. And believe it or not, I was not this annoyingly positive before. I was all actually on the opposite end of the spectrum of like annoyingly pessimistic. So, but at least I'm on the side of gratitude and abundance now. So, recently I just found out that the gym I'm working at is closing, and I'm devastated. I'm heartbroken because I have really fell in love with teaching cardio kickboxing, and I've, made a lot of connections there at that gym that I will always cherish, and I'm definitely going to be carrying with me on into the future. But it is really hard. Going through this right now is really hard because that was my livelihood. That was my, 9 to 5 check, so to speak, because I didn't work 9 to 5 and it was a lot of fun. So it was definitely not at all like what a normal like boxing 9 to 5 would be. And I'm really going to miss that. So I don't know what I'm doing next just yet. I know that there are hoop classes, twerk classes, all kinds of things on the horizon. So definitely stay tuned. amyelevated.com. You can find all of that. Got to plug it in. It'll also be in the show notes and down in the description as well. But I have decided to really just lean into the fact that I really know that I'm going to be okay. I have a lot of skills that are going to take me on, and I'm already in a groove, and I was in a groove of moving forward before this happened. So I just want to keep my sights on the prize and just be present and enjoy every moment that I have, because I know that new doors are going to open, and knowing that new doors are going to open, I need to make sure that I'm ready for that. And you don't get to always have that security of knowing exactly what's coming next. But sometimes that's the beauty of it, because we try to create these boxes, and we create these images, and sometimes we hold on to that when like the actual plan is so much better than that. So just being really accepting of change, and it's definitely a new moon, so change is on the horizon. So I'm really excited, and I feel excited. I like in my body that something good is coming. So I'm just going to keep that in mind. But that was part of really seeing that like I've changed my perspective and being really, really proud of it. I have grown a whole lot. So yeah, so that's part of the Jomo journey, and also the elevation of what's going to happen in the elevated arts and healing space. So lots of things. I also have been working on photography again as well, because I've had a little bit more time on my hands, not being so locked into posting and what is this post doing and how is this post doing and what do I need to do for this and what sound is gonna get my real scene. And I'm glad I got to put that down. So heading back into my photography, I get to really enjoy creating again, because I get to create for fun, and I also get to sell my art so I can share it with the world as well, and that can also help my livelihood as well. So I have new photos going up on amyelevated.com soon, so you can kind of see like my photography journey. And even if you don't decide to purchase anything, check it out, tell me what you think, because there's some definitely like gorgeous, beautiful images on there, and I want to get my Black art seen by the world. Photography for me, I love it because I can kind of show the world from the lens that I see it through. And that's really awesome for me. It's really it's really cool that I get to do that, because I didn't always know that I was going to be this good with words. I had no idea that I was going to be wanting to talk all the time to people. I never knew I was going to be out in front of people, teaching people at that, and showing my talents and sharing my voice and sharing my message. So, yeah, I'm really excited about that. I just want to say thank you to everybody who has been supporting me, not just recently, but throughout this whole journey. Everybody who I've had on Instagram and Facebook who just sent me kind words and definitely shown me a whole lot of support, shared my art. Like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank to everyone who has shown up as a piece of a community for me, especially for my kickboxing community. Y'all have been a huge blessing in my life, and I am excited to continue on growing and hopefully get to grow alongside you as well. And just thank you to the friends and the family who have shown up for me, because I feel like, you know, I needed that to be able to get here. And I'm really, really grateful for having community to be able to lean on, because we don't need to be doing everything by ourselves. Even though sometimes, especially when you're in a building phase, as I am, like, it is important to be able to focus on what you have going on and really, care for, water, and grow you before you can branch out and show up for other people. And so that's really where I'm at, I think, still. And I'm excited to kind of see what's next from here. But I am definitely continuing to water these seeds and continuing to just see the growth that happens. Um, Still staying sober. So actually, my 2-year sober birthday is July 1st, which is right around the corner. And I'm so excited. 2 years, no alcohol, no hard drugs, like just antidepressants, a little bit of weed, and like, you know, I don't really know what else to say, but I feel good. And I'm really, really, really proud, because there was a time where I thought alcohol was going to be a part of my life forever. I thought I was going to be just acting a fool for the rest of my life, which I am still acting a fool, but just sober and responsibly. So definitely a much better headspace. So yeah, that's really all I have for y'all for this episode. I thank you again for tuning in. Please be sure to subscribe, like, give me a comment. Let me know how you felt about this episode. But if you are in a place where you are building and you feel like you have to kind of hermit a little bit, you don't get to socialize as much, I just want to remind you, like, it's okay. And there's joys to missing out on things. Like, you can find the good in situations that don't always feel as pleasant. You can find joy in places that you might not have thought to look before. If you're like me and you're a journal person and you need to write it out and kind of go through, again, I'll be linking this Jomo journal in the description box, and that way, you can help yourself out. I have lots of art for you. I have lots of podcast episodes, and I would stay tuned, because I will be releasing some new stuff soon as well to kind of help on journey of just transformation in a lot of different ways. So really just stay tuned. Again, make sure you like and subscribe. Send me a comment. If you are on Spotify, leave me a review. You can also subscribe to the podcast so that you are able to listen to it. I don't know, because it used to be Anchor. So if you are on Anchor or Spotify for podcasters, uh, you can listen to the episode on there as well. I'm going to have more interactive features here soon, but I really enjoyed this episode today and come in and talk with you all. And I look forward to speaking with you soon and showing up on your feed in your lives in lots of different ways. So love yourselves, make good decisions, and I will be seeing and talking to you all very soon.